Welcome to an exclusive episode today. We are in the boardroom, and I'm going to share an idea with you that is going to absolutely change your life. Today, I'm going to be talking about the master key. And basically, what I've been talking about all week is breaking down the 4 main steps to the master key. But I really want to take a moment right now and really just give it to you in one live recording, because this is going to be absolutely essential for you to know. So I want to first thank everybody for being here today, and get ready, because this is going to be one of the greatest episodes that you ever watch of Mikey Flips Talks His Shit. So the master key is actually really simple when you really break it down. It's only 4 components that you need to really study, memorize, and understand, and make a habitual part of your daily living. And this is going to take you to achievements that you have never possibly imagined. So I'm going to break down the 4 steps for you today. And the first step, as a matter of fact, I think this might be the most important step to getting started. And it all starts with establishing your definite major purpose and backing that purpose up with a burning desire to achieve it. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, says that this is the starting point of all success. Figuring out exactly what do you want in this world. You have to get clear about this. I want you to seriously sit down and ask yourself, what do I really want? Wait, what is the life that I want to live, and how do I want to live it? Because I'll tell you what, life is going to make room for the individual that declares exactly what he wants and goes out in there and gets it. You want to know why? Because most people don't truly understand this idea. Most people go through life following what everybody else is doing, and they do not think for themselves. They do not come up with the idea of, what do I really want for myself? So they just follow everybody else. And I'll tell you what, following the masses is not going to get you to your dreams, right? The masses live this average life of going to work every day, right? It's okay if you have a job, but if you are not thinking and working on your dreams after your job, then what are you doing? So I broke down earlier this week, the major components of establishing your definite major purpose. And I want to just really dive into this idea, because this is the starting point of all individual achievement. I think Napoleon Hill even said it himself. I forget where I was going with that. But anyways, now, let's say you do figure out your purpose, right? Let's say you figure out actually, you know what? I'm going to take it here. I'm going to give you an idea that if you understand it, will be worth its weight in gold. And it's a really simple idea, right? I remember I was listening to a talk actually on my drive back, and Tony Robbins asked Wayne Dyer, Wayne, what is the purpose to life? And to Wayne, it was so clear. It was so simple, the purpose to life. It is to wake up and give, right? If you find a way, if you find it in your heart to wake up and give some type of form of value or service, I am telling you, the whole world will change. And, when I came across this idea, it never occurred to me, right? I'm going to tell you this right now, right? What I'm saying to you is not going to do anything for you, right? Words do not teach. So me telling you that the purpose to life is to wake up and give, that's not going to do anything. What's going to do something is when you actually do it. When you actually decide, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to give back to the world, right? That is when all of a sudden it will finally click for you. So don't expect to get anything out of this video just by hearing those words of finding out what the purpose is. But I am telling you, you find your secret sauce, if you can find what you do best, and you are able to give that form of service better than anybody else in the world can, there is no stopping you. Absolutely no stopping you. So wake up and give. Give back to the people. Give back, right? Like my mentor, he gave me this great idea to start a live call, start a show where I go live every single day and I just tell it how it is. And I give back to my people. And I'm going to tell you right now that this one idea has absolutely changed my life, right? I wake up with purpose. I wake up with intention. I know that every day I get to give a speech today that is going to hopefully impact the life of somebody out there. And it is one of the greatest feelings on earth. I feel so fulfilled that I get to do this. And so I really hope that one day it finally clicks for you. Man, I have to wake up and give. And all of a sudden the whole world will change. And then also, there's the purpose, but there's also the burning desire, right? How do you become obsessed with the idea of giving, right? How do you become obsessed with the idea of what you want, right? Think and Grow Rich actually broke it down itself. It said you got to just properly plant this idea into your subconscious mind, right? Maybe you don't believe in yourself yet, but I'm telling you, right, there's principles out there and they work like night and day. Right? They are guaranteed to work if you follow these principles, right? When you plant in your mind exactly what you want and you plan it properly through the law of autosuggestion, that you become obsessed with it, that it goes from want to a burning desire. That's when the world is yours, right? You are on fire the moment you are able to do that. All right. So that was step 1 of the master key. I appreciate you all for tuning in live now. Step number 2 is this. Step number 2 is you're going to need a definite plan expressed in continuous action. How do you possibly expect to get rich without a plan? How do you possibly expect any level of individual achievement without coming up with a plan? Here's the truth. Here is the truth. I want you to take note right now. Let's put it out how it is. If you do not have a plan, if you have no written plan for how you plan to succeed, if you do not have your dreams scheduled on paper, let's just call it as it is. It's not getting done. Right? If you do not schedule time to do the work, just expect it. It's not even getting done. If it's not written down physically of what you intend to do, where you intend to do it, and what time you are going to do it, it's not happening. You need to have a crystal clear plan. You need to work on developing this plan. Right? It's okay if the plan's not perfect at first, but at least you have a plan. I'll tell you what, 95% of individuals, they don't have a plan and they're not going anywhere in life. And remember, like I said in the beginning, right? The secret is to make this a habitual part of your daily living. Right? If you are habitually going over your plans, continuously working on them, developing them, following through on them, it's only a matter of time before you win. And if you do experience temporary defeat, all that says is that your plans were not sound, that they were not sound plans. And that's all right. Because you know what? I'll tell you this, a mindset that is so definite in what he or she wants, that has a written plan that may not be sound, can always create a new, better, sound plan. That's not the issue, right? You can always implement plans. Even for me, I've gone through multiple plans on my journey that did not work. And what did I do? I started implementing new plans. Simple as that. I started following the advice of people that had the results that I want. I started using their plans. And I'll tell you this, right? A lot of people are given the greatest plans. Right? The plans are out there. As a matter of fact, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. right? You do not need to reinvent the wheel, right? The plan is out there. Find someone who has what you want, right? There's people out there, right? No matter how big you dream, I guarantee you someone out there has already done it. Oh, you want to start a music festival? Someone has done it. You want to own a hotel? Someone has done it. Right? You want to be the top leader in your organization? Someone has done it. Right? Someone has been there. And Steve Jobs says this. He says, you cannot connect the dots moving forward. You can only connect them moving backwards. Right? So find the individual who is where you want to be. Find their plan because they can connect the dots backwards. You may not be able to. All right? I'm going to also explain this. Just because you have a plan, just because you've worked the plan out a little bit, maybe a couple days you worked it out, he says a definite plan backed by continuous action. We're talking about persistence, continuous action. I'm talking about action that recognizes no such thing as failure. How long are you willing to work your plan until it is achieved? Are you willing to keep going? Or when the plan doesn't work out, do you fold like a chair? Right? This is critical. And I promise you, I'm looking at the man in the mirror right now. I'm talking to myself. Am I willing to work out the plan fully? Because I'll tell you what, right? I'm going to get a little bit ahead of myself, but just talking about these 4 steps right here, right? Just by having a purpose, by having a plan and having a mastermind, you're already basically halfway towards your goal. The only thing you're missing is the persistence. That's the underlying factor. You can't get around persistence. There's no great achiever in life that didn't have the quality of persistence. You're gonna need it. And there's something very special about persistence, something that is more special than the amount of money you will ever make in this world. And that is the knowledge, the understanding that every time you are faced with temporary defeat, you know that it also comes with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. Every time that I'm knocked down, I know there is a seed of an equivalent advantage. I may not know the answer. I may not know exactly what the answer is, but I know that if I get back up and I start searching for it, that I will find it because it is there. Right? That is what's so cool about persistence. It is literally your own man-made insurance policy against failure. All right, so we talked about steps 1 and step 2. Now it is time to talk about step 3. And you do not want to overlook this step to the master key. Step number 3 is this. Step number 3 is a mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences. This can be from your own friends and family, right? Yeah, they're going to poke fun at you, right? Let's face it, it is a bold statement for you to declare that I am going to get rich, that I am going to get wealthy, that I'm going to live the dream that I want to live. That is a bold statement. And you have to understand that most people, when they say, are you out of your mind? You're not out of your mind. You're out of their mind because they don't know how to think. You're not crazy. As a matter of fact, deciding that you want to get rich might just be the most logical decision that you ever make. And yeah, it's going to be tough. Yeah, it's not going to be simple, not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And this is critical. I really want to talk about this for a sec, right? You have to prepare your mind for the negativity. You have to prepare yourself for the war that's coming. Because I am telling you, right, the negative story, the old story, the negative self-talk is going to attack you. How dare you want to change? No, right? It's going to come at you with a ton of bullshit. It doesn't want you to be great. You have to prepare your mind. You have to close your mind tightly to all outside influences that are going to possibly discourage you. This is critical. I am not kidding you. It is the littlest things that stop us. It can be a comment from a friend. It can be a comment on your Instagram. The littlest things will try to stop you and cause fear and doubt to come in, right? You have to have an absolute lock on your mind to all negative and discouraging influences. You have to prepare your mind full of armor. You have to start working on your own mental toughness so that none of that negativity can possibly penetrate your subconscious mind. This is critical. Absolutely critical. And what's cool is you have the absolute power of your own thought, right? There is nobody that can do your thinking for you unless you give it to them. Now, the challenge is most people are letting people do their thinking for them. They're letting the news do their thinking for them. They're letting people post on social media do their thinking for them. But here's the thing. You have absolute, complete control of your independent thought. There is nobody that can do your thinking for you if you don't allow them to. And I highly suggest that you learn to think for yourself and start thinking of what you want, because if you don't, what you don't want is going to show up. You know, Napoleon Hill talks about 3 walls that he has. And I actually found this idea fascinating, right? He has a very, low wall, right? If you want to get to me, or you're going to have to jump through a little hurdle, right? I don't just invite uninvited strangers into my mental energy, right? There's like a little hurdle for uninvited strangers, right? I have my friends, I have my family, I have my mastermind, like we're all doing our thing, right? If you want to get to me, you're going to have to present me with a good option. There's a little hurdle. Now, if you want to be a part of my inner circle, right, the people that I do mastermind with, the people that I do share ideas with, the people that I do share my purpose with, right, you're going to have to hop a higher fence, right? It's not going to be easy to hear exactly what my plans and purpose are, right? I share that with only specific individuals. I don't let, anyone and everyone just hear my purpose, because you know why? Right? There's going to be a lot of people out there that don't understand. They don't understand. They don't see the same vision that I see. And that's all right. I'm not going to talk to them and share it with them and expect everyone to get it. Because what happens when they don't get it? Right? Am I going to let that discourage me? No. So I'm going to keep a tight, close knit on the people that I share my purpose to. I'm going to explain that a little bit more. But I'm talking about protecting yourself from all negative influences. Now, there's a third wall that I have, and that is between me and the Creator, and there is nobody that can get over that wall. Because I have to make sure that, my relationship with my Creator, that my dreams and my vision, right, that is impenetrable. You are not going to get in between the both of us. But what I'm saying here is I establish walls. I establish hurdles for people to get into my mental energy, because I know how important it is. But you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And so, I make sure I'm intentional about who I surround myself with. Because, it can be the people that you thought were closest to you that could end up discouraging you the most. And I really want to ask you this question, right? Do you care more about whether they like you, or do you care more about living the life that you want? Because you know what's going to happen, right? When you become outstanding, when you become a great achiever, it's like a bucket with all these crabs in it, right? You start climbing out that bucket. What are they going to do? Right? The other crabs are going to try to pull you back in. No, don't leave. Come on, stay down here with us. It's way more comfortable. They want you to be comfortable. They're not comfortable. Their life sucks. They just got so numb to the pain of being average. Right? You need to protect your mind from any discouraging influences. And let's face it, they're all around us. There is so much out there that is trying to take away from your energy, that doesn't want you to be great, that doesn't want you to be outstanding, that wants you to stay average, that wants you to be like the rest of us. They don't want you to step out and be different. There's so many things out there that are going to try to take your energy, and you have to be ready for it. You have to prepare yourself for the mental war that's coming. All right. Looks like we're on the fourth and final step of the master key. And the fourth and final step is this, right? You're going to need to establish a friendly alliance with one or more individuals who will encourage you to go through with both your plan and your purpose. My mentor says this. He said, Mike, the do-it-yourself method isn't going to work. You're not going to be able to achieve anything above ordinary by yourself. Ask yourself, how many times have you looked up on YouTube, oh, how do I start my own e-commerce store? How do I start my own business, right? You maybe got to the looking it up stage, but how far did you get? Right? Because no one's holding you accountable to it. But you are absolutely going to need a friendly alliance, right? You know, Napoleon Hill says this, it only takes two minds to get together to form a mastermind. All it takes is that one extra person, right? Who is that one person that you can have in your corner that you know has your purpose, like has your back when it comes to delivering your purpose, right? Who is that one individual that you can find? It takes two minds to come together, and thereby a third invisible mind is created. The mastermind is key. The mastermind is the reason that I'm able to speak to you today, because I've been blessed to have access to an incredible mastermind, and it is because the individuals in this mastermind were all raising up their ships, and you know what they say? A rising tide raises all ships, right? So when one individual of our mastermind is going up, everybody slowly but surely follows. It's by law. That's the importance of it. And another thing, you know, the mastermind is so critical because it holds you accountable. Because here's the thing, right? It's only a handful of things that you need for your success. It's only a handful of things. It's really not that much. Right? You got your definite major purpose, right? You want it really bad. All of a sudden you have a plan in place, right? You got the plan, and you got a mastermind alliance going. You want to know then all the rest that it is? I'll tell you the rest. All it takes now is just persistence. Keep going. Never stop, right? Develop this state of mind known as persistence that will never give in to failure. And I am telling you, you are going to absolutely be on the way to so much great achievement you don't even realize yet. All because you didn't give up. It's only a handful of things. So, with that being said, I've just granted you the master key. And the secret behind this master key that I'm giving you is this, right? All four of these steps are actually steps to develop the habit of persistence. And when you get to a point, when you understand these four steps so habitually, where you don't even think about it, right? You want to know why successful people are successful? Because they do the things that unsuccessful people don't want to do. And they do it habitually. When you get to that point where all these four steps become a habit to you, where it is your everyday living, I am telling you, the world is yours. The world is absolutely yours. Like I said, it's only a handful of things. You absolutely got it. It is so critical for you to not only study and understand them, but to apply them. Because you know what? This is what Napoleon Hill said. He said, it doesn't matter even if you understand, what it means to have faith, even if you understand what it means to believe. He said, if you don't back that state of mind known as faith with action, then it means nothing. If you do not back that state of mind known as belief with the doing, then you might as well not even understand that state of mind known as faith. Right? Deeds without action is dead. Faith without absolute positive belief is dead. It's all about the action. It's about being persistent with the action, about being persistent with what you want. That's the only way for you to achieve it. So I really highly suggest that you start working just 1/10 of 1% each day. Because I'll tell you what, even if, right, this is what I'm talking about right now is the principle of Kaizen. Even if you only get 1/10 of 1% better each day, but you do that every single day, do you realize how much that is going to add up? Do you realize how much that is going to add up compared to people that are not growing 1/10 of 1% each day? Every 10 days, you're 1% better. Every 100 days, you're 10% better. Imagine this. Every 3 months, you're 10% better than everybody else. That is not continuously growing. Do you understand how over a decade, how much of an advantage you are going to have? This is critical. Right? Being persistent. Follow the law. Get better every single day. And your life is going to change like night and day. So, to wrap this conversation up, I just want to first say thank you all for still watching. I really do appreciate you all. I really want to just re-emphasize, right? The master key, it's right there. It's 4 simple steps. A definite purpose plus a burning desire to achieve that purpose. A definite plan backed by continuous action that recognizes no such thing as failure. A mind closed so tightly to all negative and discouraging influences, even that of friends and family. And number 4, a friendly alliance that are going to encourage you to go through with both your plan and your purpose. 4 simple things are going to help you finally unlock the master key, and you will be well on your way. You'll be on your way so far that in a year from now, you'll be looking back and you won't even be able to see how far you've come. Because you are going to achieve new levels of mental clarity. You're going to need a telescope to look back on the old you. Let me leave you with these final words, right? You are a winner. You are greatness, right? You don't need to learn something new. You need to find the greatness within you. All you need is that secret sauce, right? What do you do that nobody else does better? What makes you you? What makes you unique? I'm not here to follow anybody else. I'm here to build my name. I'm here to build my family name and build my legacy, right? What is my secret sauce? And once you find that secret sauce, you work day and night to give the people that you love most the recipe. So, I want to wrap this interview up. I want to wrap this live video up with a huge thank you to everybody that has supported me on this journey, because, without you, I couldn't have been here, right? My mastermind, right? Thank you all for being here, because, I have one of the greatest thought leaders of our time, that I get to work hand in hand with, and I get to carry on the legacy. And I'm so grateful to be here today. So, it is time for me to depart. I love you all. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Go out there, get better, 1/10 of 1% better every single day. And I'll see you